Academy Gate. The fuck? This area is so beautiful. Oh, I forgot to do the fucking... Why do seals sound like that? Why do seals sound like that? Oh, that's funny. Ah, that was funny. Not gonna lie, that's really fucking trippy when you're like really fucking baked. Why do fucking seals sound like that? That's the thing, though. The fucking character model for Stellar Blade, like that's the thing, though. It's based off of a real woman. Unlike the Fable 4, whatever the fuck that is, like maybe a land whale. Where the fuck is he gonna fucking summon? Like, damn, it'll take forever. Hold on. Yeah, there we go. Damn, tomorrow is all stutter. I need to do some shit tomorrow. What am I gonna do? I'm gone raided. Time to sleep this dude. It is a little laggy. Where the fuck are you? Oh, he's all the way over there. Well, if I did not have the moon veil, like, I probably would have died there. Moon veil's strong. Moon veil was very strong. What are you doing, Joey Kitty? Did you know the kitty cat? Need to get some health back. No noble Thunder Sword.
After hours upon hours of playing through Elden Ring and beating the game not only once, but twice, I decided to go play another From Software game. A lot of you in the comments of my Elden Ring video were saying, oh, Bloodborne this, Dark Souls that, but why play any of those when I've had this bad boy right here in my backlog for the past 2 years?
Demon Souls. Demon Souls is fucking cool. I love that shit.
When I first got my PS5, but decided to push it back up until recently because of how much I loved Elden Ring. I thought, hey, since I already own it, why not give it a try? And it's different. Demon Souls released originally in 2009 as a PS3 exclusive and was From Software's first venture into their widely popular Soulsborne format of games.
Yep.
While it's not connected to Dark Souls when it comes to the lore, this is the game that created the basics of the Souls gameplay and eventually led to the creation of a whole subgenre of games named Souls-likes. Other entries in this genre include other games created by From Software like Dark Souls 1 through 3, which popularized the genre, Bloodborne.
Toast has very low vigor. So all of this, he's like really squishy.
Even though the Dark Souls games are the most popular,
I need pee anyway, so
credit for creating the genre, Demon Souls was the first, and the only reason it gets overlooked, I feel, is because of just how basic it is. I'm not using that to knock the game. Of course, it's simple. It's the first of its kind. It doesn't make it bad. It just kind of helps people overlook it when the next few are just better. But in the year 2020, with the release of the PS5, Demon Souls received a remake by Bluepoint Games, and with that came new features and changes, right? This new remake is the version of the game that I played, and from what I've heard is a pretty faithful remake. It didn't try to change the gameplay or anything, it just made the game look and load a lot better.
No, but it did though.
Some quality of life improvements and a handful of items for some incentive, but nothing to really care about. Depending on who you may ask, people might like this choice or hate it, but I honestly could care less since I've never actually played the original. And even
So you could care, okay.
New items when I can use this.
I see. I hear.
Oh, Uchigatana, my beloved, how I am this one. Say all you want about me using a katana bleed build in both games. Fucking sue me if you want, I don't care. The moment I found out that I can use the same weapon as I did in Elden Ring to yet again wipe the floor with everyone, I just had to. The Uchi is basically reliable at this point, and I proceeded to use it the entire game, never upgrading it past Sharp plus 2, because fucking I am a bitch. Now before I continue, I'll just say there will be spoilers for the game if anybody still cares. The story in the game is fairly simple. Actually, really simple. Probably the easiest to understand in the entire Souls franchise. Everything kind of comes down to the kingdom of Boletaria being consumed by a dark entity called the Old One. As the protagonist,
I wouldn't call that dark. It's just, it just is there.
And that is exactly what
The Old One in Demon Souls, it's just there.
Big asshole with blinded lady. I meant blind lady. Now, even after playing Elden Ring and knowing
He is so lucky.
I still kind of assumed this game only had one ending, or at least a button prompt to pick between two endings. So after defeating the final boss and getting told to leave, I kind of just... Yeah, I got the bad ending on accident. My friend told me to kill her, and I fucked around and found out.
No, that's not the bad ending. That's the true ending.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not complaining. It caught me off guard, and it was kind of funny. In the good end,
That's the left-hand path right there.
just leave, and the maiden just leaves along with the old one. So at least the evil ending is a little more interesting, I guess. All in all, the story is simple yet effective. It's easy to follow along while playing. While there's some depth to the background stories, there's nothing else important to note, but I feel the same way about pretty much every aspect of the game. It's all simple, but also effective, which is why I like it. The maps, for example, are separated into more of a level-based system, with there being 5 worlds, and each world having on average 3 levels, 2 of which being actual explorable areas, and the third being a big, dramaticized boss fight. When I made my Elden Ring video, I talked very highly about the big open world and how I loved being able to explore every crevice and being given the option to play the game in pretty much my own order, but this is kind of cool too. In Demon Souls, you can go from level to level pretty seamlessly by just walking around through each of the locations, and the quote-unquote levels are just different checkpoints in the same world, so it really boils down to just 5 big old levels, ranging from castle to cave.
That fucking animation looks derpy as fuck.
All with that from software aesthetic to make it look and sound a little less generic. I mean, there's only so much you can do with medieval fantasy setting, but you know what did help.
Some of the music for the Demon Souls PS5, I just don't get.
The music is still a banger.
It's great.
I don't like it as much as Elden Ring's music or some of the Dark Souls tracks I've heard, but
it's not like...
This music is good.
There isn't really in the fucking PS5 version.
I didn't even want to fuck the music. Sorry about that. I got a little too ahead of myself. But, yeah, the music's aight. Let me just move on to the gameplay. Honestly, the gameplay is what you'd expect from a Souls game. Even if it may be a tad simpler, it's practically just the same as it is in the newer games. Except I noticed a slight change in playing Elden Ring as they made me use my sword, not really caring about much else. But in this game, I not only used my sword, but also a shield with one arrow. It felt kind of necessary due to the enemy encounters being slightly more difficult. I couldn't just walk in all powerful and throw everything down like I did in Elden Ring. In certain situations, I used the bow to take down an enemy faster and actually started walking with shield, which felt actually useful. Unlike the fucking stupid garbage by the end.
Oh shit, I'm dead.
The lava bow, the flame ring, and the vaporing, and some shitty early game art. Well, it took some effort to get these items, mainly the lava bow. It wasn't that much of a grind. The hardest part was probably leveling up the gear, which even then wasn't that much. It was pretty hard.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Jump in difficulty. Yeah, when
I gotta pee anyways, so...
a lot easier. outside of my main deck sword, the challenges the game threw at me weren't that bad. The majority of the boss fights were just gimmick bosses. The only fight that reminded me of the big spectacle Elden Ring fights was the final boss, King Alon. I won't lie, this fight was kind of fun, but at the same time I didn't beat it first try. Besides him, the rest of the fights were kind of just too easy. They were cinematic, sure, but not really the challenge I expected from a Souls game. Coming to Elden Ring, I feel
Just get some vigor then.
the bosses in Demon Souls are just a lot easier. Even though in Elden Ring you can just level up.
You literally had a fucking thank you Elden Ring moment right there. That was funny.
Yes, is a fair trade-off. I'm not sure if I like that. I know dying to the main enemies in dumb, stupid ways is part of the series magic, but it just feels very lackluster going through an area filled with godlike enemies for the boss fight to just be this. While I still thought the bosses were unique and fun, I just expected a little more out of them. I know, I'm ungrateful, I'm sorry. But while we're on the topic of what I didn't like about the game, firstly, fuck these things. Secondly, I didn't like how empty the game felt. I know the original is about 15 years old now, but when finding and speaking to NPCs, they were just bored.
Because I want to listen to the rain.
It felt like they had no personality at all. The world building outside the main story just isn't that great in this game.
I love the rain.
Smaller, more linear game, so it may be harder to fit that into it, but
Yo,
there's NPCs here.
yo, psych, I had a fucking pork bun earlier. It was not bad.
Yet they still aren't.
I think that fucking bread should have been a little more chewier though.
Now my last major problem with this game might give me a lot of hate, and that's the world tendencies. I know that this game's like
Man, FromSoft needs to go back into that world tendency thing. That was cool.
really get any enjoyment. I fucked up
With the next game that they make, they need to do something like that.
everywhere and just piss me off. I know it's such like a nitpick thing and people will hate me for it, but I'm just speaking my truth. It's not necessarily the world tendencies that piss me off as much as playing in Soulsborne does. I don't know. I just feel like it could have been done a little differently, you know, without cutting my health bar in half. And I already know I'm gonna have people that's telling me to get good. Every other negative thing I can say about the game would mainly boil down to how janky it is at points, but I feel like some of that jankiness kind of adds to the game's charms and helps it more than tear it down. The beautiful graphics thanks to the remake, the unique locations, the poop monster, and surprisingly how linear it is. I touched on it a little earlier on in the video, but when you look at Elden Ring, I feel like it did the open world perfectly with the freedom complementing the gameplay style. While with Demon Souls, the linear level system also complements the game. The game allows you to play the worlds in any order, giving you the freedom to skip to a harder area. If to progress to the next level in that world, you must beat the previous one. The game still see. I have now played both the first and most recent Souls games. While they're both different in a lot of ways, at their core it's pretty much the same. Just a fantasy game about rolling, fighting bosses, and dying in the most rage-inducing ways imaginable. Demon Souls is the most important game in the entire series.
Yes, it is.
Literally, I mean, it was the first one. Without it, Elden Ring wouldn't even exist. And even then, 7 games later, it still holds up on its own. I give Demon Souls an 8 out of 10. While it's definitely a great game, and I didn't have that many problems with it, I just don't really see it as a great game I'd replay in the future. Hell, I don't even see it as a must-play once. It was great, don't get me wrong, but after finishing the game, it left me wanting more, but at the same time, not wanting to play New Game Plus. Definitely, if you have the game, I recommend playing it. Either that, or if you've played any of the other Souls games.
There was a character psych in Demon Souls that I got to New Game Plus 5. I don't even know how I even did that back in the day.
I didn't. But even though I didn't love it as much,
The New Game Plus cycles in Demon Souls are just what the fuck.
it is a modern age gem, overshadowed by its successors. But, you know, maybe
Literally just what the fuck, you know?
shit sucks. Why is there a poop monster? Leechmonger my ass. This is literal shit, my man. Did Miyazaki play Conquer's Bad Fur Day drunk and say, yeah, this shit fire?
What the fuck are they doing? Are you fucking retarded? Like, going up to a bison and putting him, risking getting gored in the stomach or anywhere else and getting killed that way. For some fucking shit on the gram. What the fuck? Kitty. Like, how dumb do you have to be? Literally. Psych. Like, how fucking dumb do you have to be? To get fucking gored in the stomach by... You know, Psych, there's some dumb bitches here in Ethris. When I mean some dumb bitches, I mean idiots who go up to the wild animals, right? Like bison or whatever, fucking other fucking worldly creatures like that. Like, these motherfucking bitches is going, like... Going up to motherfucking... wild animals so they get picked on the gram, you know? With some fucking wild animals and shit. I already smoked the shit out of this fucker. Yo, I mean, if they want to die, more power to you. Guess what? I do believe in gender equality, and if a woman wants to be empowered to go for her own death, you know what? More power to her. Who am I to stop that? You know? That's the greatest question. I only have 4. Bison wouldn't do that. They just like fucking put their horns in your fucking stomach by force. But if they won't be stupid, more power to them. I forgot this isn't fucking Dark Souls. In the Philippines. Honger.
Here I am, 50 tries and 3 hours into fighting Dark Deer, this majestic beast.
To embrace pain is to embody excellence. It's true. Brother, dearest Honinger.
Followed by the longest drop down into the pit. End up here. Damn, it's not fun dodging this guy. I've studied and learned different his attacks and their counter. Slipping up every now and then, but otherwise feeling this sense of glow only comes out of such a muscle memory.
The fuck? Man, even the fucking low ass vigor and shit, and I have all this power. I hate doing low level bullshit in ER. This shit should have fucking melted him. But nah. Been doing some dumb shit.
Probably wondering how I want to talk in this video from 2 angles. One, from the point of view of my relationship with gaming and how Souls games changed that. And 2, from the angle of existential surgeon philosophy and how we struggle to pursue the things that give our lives meaning. We'll start with the lighter one.
Shaitan Akbar. You know what's funny? It's like even though they're saying Allahu Akbar, I don't even feel any power in that. Even with me saying it, I don't feel any power in that. I just don't. You know, even with the blood being spilled for the blind one, I just don't feel power. Even fresh crimson being spilled for that idiot, I don't feel any power in that statement at all. I just don't. It's almost as if he's fucking dead. Or didn't even exist to begin with. You know, and the funny thing is, like, these idiots want to be like, putting that fucking, like, using their tongue like that shit, and it's just like, you're idiots. You're dumb enough to die to that shit, and then you're dumb enough to even say it too. You know, it goes both ways. Sure. Man, and it's so sad because, like, you know, I don't work with any of the comedic deities other than Aton through Karaktis. And, like, it's so sad that ISIS was fucking, like, basically like done in like that. Is because she didn't need that. Not need that. Yeah, send it on Discord. But they, like, the idiots who do that, like, they you know, they fucking spill blood for it. It's like, you know, the only thing you're fucking, like, you're not doing anything, like, at all. You're just perpetuating a circle that just does not need to exist. The only sin that is, like, for the infernal practitioner And sin is a beautiful thing, by the way. And the only sin for us is the stupidity. Anything else is frivolous. Oh, thanks. Okay, one down, second down, and third. Yeah, this is the most beautiful fucking, like... Shit. Something that will be taught to you, Psych, is the fact that when you spill fresh crimson for a deity, the deity becomes more powerful. But, you know, that doesn't matter when Deicide comes into play, though. Yeah, that doesn't matter when Ritual Deicide comes into play. I mean, there really truly are warriors for nothing, Psych. Okay, I'll look at that in a bit. The funny thing is, too, they're actually playing into Daiwashi for you, Lord Malik Rasha's hands. Also King Paimon, Shaitan, and everyone else, too. Iblis. So, as far as I'm concerned, spill more fresh crimson, you idiots. And keep making us more powerful, thanks. That's cool, yeah, he probably did. I always have his sigil on me, so he can always pop in whenever he feels like it to check in. So, I mean, if he is here, I mean, I don't really, to me, it doesn't really matter either way. You know, his father-in-law is father-in-law. By the way, he likes Oreos a lot. So if you can get Oreos, he loves Oreos. You just put a fucking plate of Oreos with a sigil on it. With some of your own fresh crimson on it. And that's it. On it, near it, it just has to be like in the immediate vicinity. I'm gonna be assuming we're gonna be at this Stormvale main gate. Damn. You can eat them after a few days. But you need to let King Paimon know that, you know, that's, you know, he gets first dibs. You all know what's funny? It's like, I have Hezrin. Hubby Dearest Hezrin. And my two dragon hubbies with me right now. And the funny thing is, you know, as I said, that fucking Allahu Akbar bullshit, they cringed, but they were like, yeah, there's nothing in it. The only thing it's gonna do is just, like, make you look like a piece of shit, spiritually. Because, you know, Shaitan's name isn't spoken that often, you know, it's obviously... he has a lot more power because of that. The silence has a lot more power than you think. Man, I might as well just do some fucking invasions or whatever. This shit is kind of boring. Dude, you literally said to go to Fort Hyatt West. And I did. Yeah, this is the last thing, okay? Oh, look at that in just a moment. Psych. You know, when you pay me, dude, I'm gonna be the one to grant you your name. I'll grant you your first craft name. It's not gonna be a true name. No. You cannot name yourself Azazel. You can name yourself something like in honor of Azazel. Oh, I do not have any fucking poise. Got a fucking twink right here. Oh! Oh shit. Damn. Well, that's it. I'm gonna have to fucking start the stream over. Because I'm gonna be switching characters. And because of that, I'm gonna be going into a fucking different PSN. So, yeah.